The modern world is enormous and complex. To better understand how things work, let's imagine a smaller, simpler version of society. We set out to answer the question, how can we build a new society from scratch? We will start with 10 people taken from the real world and placed in a new isolated space in nature. These are educated, middle-aged adults from a variety of backgrounds. They will have no material wealth to speak of. They have no family ties to each other. They will also have no access to modern technology such as the internet. They do, however, have abundant resources and a location that is relatively safe. Let's consider one way they might organize themselves. 4 people would hunt and gather food. 2 people would make tools and homes. 2 people would prepare food and make clothing and may act as caretakers for injured members. Finally, 2 people would perform random jobs such as watching over the tribe at night, exploring and charting surroundings, or helping out with other tasks as necessary. Will this be an easy challenge? Absolutely not. Survival is inherently a struggle, especially when living in a crude state of nature. One might ask, why doesn't each person participate in the full range of tasks? Why push each individual into 1 or 2 specific jobs? This is known as division of labor. If each person specializes in what he or she is best at, each task can be done more efficiently. More efficient production can free up more time and allow this fledgling society to grow by taking on new tasks or to enjoy some free time. Either choice will result in an enhanced quality of life. So, how do we decide who is good at doing what? Specialization may require some trial and error at first. People attempt different tasks and eventually gravitate towards some combination of what they are good at, while avoiding what they are not. They would also take into account what is needed most by society. Competition is an important concept that we will look into more in the future. Among other things, it is a mechanism that allows people to develop skills that they enjoy, have great ability for, and can use to contribute something worthwhile to society. Provided no external forces wipe out this society, after some time of development, it will have generated some measurable wealth. Where there was nothing before, there now stands a number of houses, tools, clothing, and a well-fed population. The value of each of these things can be measured in terms of the goods or services they can be traded for. So perhaps one simple home in this economy is worth 1 month of meals. The value is determined by those making the trade based on each person's personal preferences. Here, the value of the home to the man is worth more than the time and effort required to obtain 1 month of food. In a larger society, we would measure these values using a common unit such as gold or another currency, and would thus use money to enable trade. Because always trading physical goods can become cumbersome, money acts as a medium of exchange. One important conclusion can be drawn here already, and that is that material wealth can be created and it can grow. People use their labor, knowledge, and natural resources to create things that add value to society. When someone creates something, it becomes their personal property. When a trade is made, ownership of that property is transferred. We can think of economic value in a few ways. Wealth is generally considered to be the monetary value of material goods under somebody's ownership. Examples would be houses or food. Let's add intangible assets to our definition of value. In addition to food, a tangible asset harvested from nature, the ability to cook food would be a valuable skill. Utility is another common measurement of value in economics. It is the satisfaction someone gets from using a good or service. People get utility from having a nicely prepared meal. Finally, satisfaction can be gained without consuming a good or service. It could result from having a pleasant dream or hearing a funny joke. Our island dwellers may take delight in relaxing at night and staring at the stars. However, without attaining some minimal form of material wealth so as to feed and protect themselves, such leisure activities would not be possible. We often talk about the great metaphorical pie that is the wealth of society. The distribution of this pie is always changing, but when enough resources exist and when people produce something that other people want, the pie grows. A common misconception is that there is only so much to go around, or that the wealth of society is fixed. People often assume that because one person has a lot of something, it must have been taken from someone else's share. But remember, any combination of labor and ingenuity that adds value to your life or someone else's will grow the collective pie. The limits are the resources available for use, your abilities, and your creativity. Can the inhabitants of Seclusion Island survive and grow their society? Join us next time as we take a look at some new scenarios and see what challenges lay ahead.